Welcome to UA code 127.0.0.1 Academy. This is me Uzma Aslam. Today I come to you with my new lecture. Students, this lecture is related to the vulnerability analysis module. In my previous lecture, I teach you about how you can actually perform vulnerability analysis by using a free tool that is called OpenVS. Students, today I am going to show you another tool that is also very good in order to perform vulnerability analysis. This tool is called Nessus. Students, you can get its free version as well and in its professional version as well. In free version, you can perform limited scan. Obviously, when you guys will purchase, then definitely you can perform unlimited scan by using Nessus. Right now, as I already configured Nessus in my machine, so I'm just going to log in my Nessus. By default, its username and password is admin. You can change the password after its installation. This is the front look of Nessus. Here you can see some options are present here. If I click on the scan option, in my scan you can find some scans that you already done previously, and in all scan your all scans that you actually done previously will be show here. If you guys delete any scan, then it will obviously show in thresh option. Here some policy option is also present here. You can create some policies before perform any scan against your target machine. Some plugins rules are also there. In setting options, students, you can find different setting options, something like that. In advanced, a lot of options are present here. Some options related to the user interface. Okay, something like that. Allow port scan editing, allow value is yes or no. Here you can change as you like. Some scanning related options are also present to me. Login related options, similarly some security related options are also there. In proxy server, you can actually set any server as a proxy. Okay, so you can utilize all of these options that are actually present here. Right now, students, I will just move to the scan, and before going to perform scan, I would like to create a new policy here. When I click on the policy tab, you can see here some my previously created policies are present here. Policy name and the template is also present here, and the date on which you actually created will be show here. Okay, right now, students, you can either export this policy into your machine as well. Here you can find two options. One is import and second one is new policy. You can import the policy from your if you guys created policy in any file. Here you can simply just select the file in order to use as a policy. Right now I'm just going to create a new fresh policy. For this purpose, I just click on a new policy. Okay guys, here you can see in discovery option, you can see host discovery option is present to me, and below in vulnerabilities section you can find basic network scan. It will actually perform a full system scan suitable for any host. In advanced scan, configure a scan without using any recommendation. Advanced dynamic scan option is also present here. If you guys want to perform malware scan, okay, you can perform malware scan as well. And mobile device scan is you can find this option in pro version. If you guys purchase the license of Nessus, then you can use this option. Web application test option is also present here. Okay, the next one, that is credential patch audit is also there. The rest of other useful scan options are also present here. You can utilize all these. Okay, below if I move to the compliance section, some options are related to the here that are actually related to the compliance audit cloud infrastructure. But you guys utilize all these options if you have license of Nessus. So you have to purchase license if you guys want to use all of these options. So right now, students, I'm just going to create a new policy. For this purpose, I just simply click on advanced scan option. Right now, when I click on advanced option, I have find here three tabs, that is setting, credential and plugins. Okay, in setting I have a basic option. Here I should specify the policy name. I just simply typed here policy 2, and you can type here some description as well. This is related to full scan Okay, now when I click on discovery option, guys, here you can find ping the remote host as well. This option is enable. Right now I'm just going to turn off this option. So the rest of other options are also present in this section. Right now I'm just going to turn off this. I'm not interested to ping the remote host. Okay, next option in discovery section is port scanning. You can actually specify here the port range as well, something like that. If you guys want to scan some specific range between some ports, something like that, 10 to 1000, you can specify here as well. Okay, right now I remain this as by default, that is default. Okay, local port enumerators, some option that is related to the net state. Okay, then WMI option also check, SNMB. Right now students, I'm interested in this one, verify open TCP ports found by local port enumerator, so I just simply check this option here. Below network port scanner option, SYN scan option is also checked. You can either enable the UDP as well as you like. Okay, now next I will jump to the service discovery option. Probe all ports to find service, and here you can find all TCP ports are some, you can either check non SSL or TSL ports. Right now I remain this as well. Okay, next students, I will just move to the report section, and in this report section I'm not going to perform any changing, so I just remain this portion as well. I just move to the advanced option. Here you can see some options are present to me, some journal setting option. Okay, right now if I move below, here you can see in performance option, network timeout will be 5 seconds, and max number of concurrent TCP session per host. I'm just going to set this option to unlimited. So guys, for this option I just simply typed here unlimited. Okay, and then similarly I just simply copy and paste unlimited option in max number of concurrent TCP session per scan as well. Okay, the rest of other option I will remain same. Next students, if I move to the credential, and here you can click on the window option. Okay, and here you can specify some username right now and some password as well. You can either type here the domain name as well. Right now I'm not going to put the domain name. Then I will jump to the plugins. In plugins students, you can see some plugins options are present here, and right now I'm not going to perform any changing in plugins. I will remain all these plugins similar. So my three options are now set in policy section. I just simply click on save option. So guys, now this policy is created with the name of policy 2. Here you can see this policy is created successfully. You can see the policy name and the template, that is actually it will use, it's a advanced scan, and the date option is also present here. You can either export this into your machine as well in order to further use in future. Okay, you can see the policy is right now saved into my machine. Now students, I will just move to the my scan option, and I will you can find here some option, the name of scan, the schedule, and the last modified date, and here you can simply click on this option in order to launch this scan again. You can either guys import scan file from here, or you can either change the scan folder in which you want to store your scan. Right now I'm just going to create a new scan. As I interested to create a new scan, I will just move to the user define, and from here I just find some policies that I already created. You can find all these policies. I just simply created the policy 2 that I just created here. Okay, next students, I should type here the name of the scan, policy 2. I will remain the same. Some description you can find here. Here you can specify the folder in which you want actually save your scan, and here you should specify the target, that is 192.168.18.216. You can either specify a number of IPs as well, and you can either add the target from a file as well. If you guys have a file in which a large number of IPs are present, you can select it from here as well. Right now I just simply type a single IP here. Here you can find two options. One is save and the second one is launch. Right now I'm interested to save this scan. Okay, you can find the policy to scan is right now present here, and right now it's not actually activated. I just simply click on the launch option. Okay guys, now you can see this scan is actually activated here. The time you can see here on which this scan is start. Students, actually now it will take a lot of time in order to perform a complete scan against this target machine. So guys, as I have already performed this scan against this target machine already with the name of meta policy. So I just for this lecture I will just show you the scan result of this vulnerable machine also. I did previously. I just simply click on this scan. Okay guys, you can find here host option that I actually perform a scan against a single target. If you guys perform scan against multiple target, obviously you can find here a lot of list a lot of list of hosts along their IP addresses and vulnerabilities as well. Okay guys, now in the second tab you can find the vulnerabilities. This Nessus tool actually finds 68 vulnerability against this target machine. This is a very huge list of vulnerabilities that I actually find by scanning with Nessus. Okay, then remediation, you can also find some remediation that Nessus tool give you in order to actually avoid this in actually perform some remediation against this vulnerability as well. Some history related option is also present here, that is this scan is completed in which date, and the policy name you can also see here. Status is completed, and here you can find the severity base, that is this one, variant 3.0, and it's a local scanner. When did it start and when it is finished, and how much time it actually take. Below you can see the graphical representation of vulnerabilities is find critical vulnerabilities is 10%, and then high vulnerability is 6%, then 16% is medium, and then 4% is low, and in info section there is 63%. So this is the graphical very good graphical representation of vulnerabilities you can either find. And here you can see the VPR top threads are also present here along their severity level, and the name and the reason is also present here, and the VPR score is also present here. Okay, right now you can either check further details about all these top threads by clicking, just simply click on this. There is a vulnerable AGP connector listing on the remote host, and the vulnerability priority rating is this one. Some vulnerability priority rating details are also present here, affected host, and the description about this vulnerability is this one. A file read or include vulnerability was found in AGP connector, and the rest of other details about this vulnerability you can find. And it will also provide here the solution, and some reference links are also present here. You can explore all these links that are related to this vulnerability, and some plugin information you can find, and risk information also there, vulnerability information. Okay, you can check all these top threads one by one. Just click on all these one by one in order to explore. You can either find the top thread score here, that is 8.4, it's mean it's a risky, and then 7.4 is also risky, and 6.3 is actually lies in medium category. It might be not much risky, but these all these could be risky. Okay guys, now when I click on the vulnerability option, vulnerability tab, here you can see vulnerabilities along their severity level, their score level, their name, and their family, and the number of vulnerabilities that is actually find is here, and you can either it's modify from this tab. When I click on this first one, critical, you can find that is this is related to the NFS exported shared information disclosure vulnerability. The description is this one, that at least one of the NFS shared exported by the remote server could be mounted by scanning host. And Nessus also gives you the solution against this vulnerability. You should mean to say configure NFS on a remote host so that only authorized host can mount its remote shares. Okay, below you can see some shared resources are present here that the attacker can get and mount into his own machine. So all these are shares that are present on this victim machine, and these shares are mountable. Attacker can get all these share resources, and the port number on which these resources are present here, 2049. Okay. Now in this section you can actually find the severity of this vulnerability, the ID number, and the variant number is also, and the type of vulnerability. This is a remote RPC family, and then below some risk related information you can find here, and similarly some reference information you can explore these for vulnerabilities further as a reference that are related to the NFS vulnerability. Okay guys, when I click on the second one, that is actually service detection. Okay, basically you can find here the REX service is running on a remote host. This service is designed to allow user of a network to execute commands remotely. Here you can see if this vulnerability exists, that the attacker could execute the commands remotely on the target machine. Okay, right now this vulnerability is actually exist on port 512. Some reference link are present here, you can further explore. Okay, the rest of other vulnerabilities that are critical are also present here. Bind shell vulnerability is also there. A shell is listening on a remote port without any authentication being required. An attacker may use it by connecting to the remote port and sending commands directly. Here you can see the attacker could perform this task if this vulnerability is exist. Okay. So guys, basically you can see Nessus actually enlist you a very large list of vulnerabilities that are exist this victim machine. So this is a very good tool that you can actually gives you a very good result. If you guys use free of cost this tool, you can get very good result in free version of Nessus as well. Okay, so here you can identify the vulnerabilities with its coloring as well. So this is very nice graphical representation that you can actually guys find here. Okay, right now students, you can actually prepare the vulnerability report. So for this purpose you can simple click on report, and here you can see complete list of vulnerability by host, detailed vulnerabilities by host, detailed vulnerability by plugin, and vulnerability operators. Okay, right now I am interested to complete list of vulnerability by host, and here you can select the format HTML, PDF or CSV. Okay, right now I just select the PDF, and I just simply click on, you can either select here one by one. Right now I just simply select this one and click on generate a report option. So it will actually generate a scanning report for me, and after few seconds I will able to actually download this report. So this is very good feature of Nessus, that you can actually get a very detailed report of all vulnerabilities. Okay, you can either click here save as a default as well. I think my report is successfully prepared in a PDF, and when I move to the download, and I will try to open this report. Okay, I will just try to open this report that I actually recently get, and you can find you can see here total I get 9 pages, and some vulnerabilities that is actually find here that 12 vulnerabilities are critical, 7 vulnerabilities are high, 19 are medium, 5 are low, and 74 are info. And severity level of vulnerability, you can either see the CVS score here, plugins detail, and the name of vulnerability is also there. You can further explore about this vulnerability by its name as well. You can just simply copy this from here, move to your browser and just type the name of this vulnerability here, and there are a lot of reference link you can actually find in order to further get more detailed information about all these vulnerabilities. Okay, so this is the way how you can actually get a vulnerability report from Nessus against your target machine. Okay, so guys, this is the tool that you can actually use in order to perform vulnerability analysis against your target machine. I think this is very good tool. You should, being a penetration tester, you should utilize this. Okay guys, I hope you will do practice about this, and very soon I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that students, Allah Hafiz and take care.